What if you could wake up with no boss, no schedule, and total freedom?
A year ago, I made it a reality, but it wasn't easy. If you've ever felt stuck in a 9 to 5 or been too scared to chase your dream, this one's for you. I'm Cody, and a year ago, I became an entrepreneur by starting my own law practice. I had no idea where to begin. I literally Googled how to start a business in Ontario to start.
Learning new areas of law while building a business felt overwhelming.
I'd wake up at 5:15 in the morning with my heart racing, wondering if I had made a mistake. But my vision of entrepreneurial freedom kept me going. So growing up, neither of my parents had 9 to 5 jobs. They worked odd hours. My dad would be gone for months at a time sometimes. And in hindsight, that shaped me. So during my articling term in Ontario, which is a 10-month apprenticeship you have to do before you become a lawyer, I loved my firm, but something just seemed off. I basically had this realization that a traditional lawyer path just plainly wasn't for me. So after articling 2 years ago, I backpacked for 2 months by myself in Asia. I did Japan, Thailand, Vietnam, South Korea. I remember standing on a beach in Thailand watching the sunset, thinking this is pretty sweet. It was on this trip I realized that freedom is my core value. Doing what you want, where you want, and with whom you want. Traveling without permission. It seemed like a pretty sweet idea if I could ever make it happen.
I'll never forget this, but when I got home from Seoul, I dropped my bags and collapsed on my bed.
Exhausted, but buzzing. And I remember lying on my bed thinking to myself, for the first time I have no schedule, no to-do list, no one to report to, and it's like, holy shit, for the first time in my life, I felt like I was in the driver's seat of my life's direction. Honestly, it was overwhelming. If someone told you to drive anywhere, wouldn't you feel a little lost? I did, but Asia taught me I have to trust my instincts. So after months of exploring job opportunities, nothing felt right. And maybe you felt this too. Having this realization that the traditional path of something is just not for you. And then it hit me, I could create my own job.
So I incorporated in Ontario, did a ton of estate planning seminars and research,
and just set up my practice. I remember I worked for 2 months making no money before a client paid me for the first time. But when I saw that money hit my bank account, it was at that point I knew that I was on the right path because no income that I'd ever made before felt so intrinsically fulfilling. So the biggest lesson, trust your instincts. They'll lead you to freedom even when the path feels overwhelming. So I wanna know, what's your holy shit moment? What's that one thing that you would do with total freedom? Drop it in the comments because I'd love to hear it. And if you're ready for that freedom, hit subscribe because there are going to be plenty more stories like this.